Hey, Intuitive Soul Tribe. Melissa, Intuitive Soul Coach here, excited to bring to you today's collective reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a personal reading or signing up for the monthly newsletter, you can find all of that information in the description box below. All right, I'm loving the cards out here because as I sat in meditation prior to starting this reading, I always connect and say, okay, Spirit, what does our Intuitive Soul Tribe need to know at this time? And immediately I heard, just for today. And for those of you that have been attuned to Reiki or you're familiar with the Reiki principles, just for today is one of the main prayers. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not anger. Just for today, I will be grateful. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. And just for today, I will be kind to every living being. So aside from those principles that were coming in, Spirit said, today, focusing on the now. This is, being in the present. This is the gift. And I love it because you actually have the gift showing up here. And that's a confirmation. Because we so often focus on our tomorrows, our future, or we are living in the past, and that can bring anxiety and worry. Today, this reading is focusing on the today, right? It's not focusing on, where we should be 5 years from now or how we can heal the past. I mean, of course, if those things come up, it may be important to look at today, but I feel it's so much more than that is what I'm getting here. Now, today it's important to be flexible. So this is a timeless reading. So whenever you get it, this is focused on right here, right now, today. Whether this is morning time for you or night, you can still put these practices into your energy field. We do have flexibility showing up here. This does talk about divine detours. It does talk about change, new ideas. I saw the word here transformation, but it actually says expansion, but how I was reading it was transformation. So a lot of you, yes, you have been teetering on this huge spiritual transformation and awakening that a lot of you have been undergoing. And this has been heightening your psychic skills. I'm getting here psychic development, your intuition, your empathy. I'm also seeing here that a lot of you have made big changes in your life, whether you're personal or professional. But just for today, remain a little flexible. Some of you are carrying a lot of stress in your shoulders, in your lower back. I'm also getting here the heart. So it may feel heavy at times. It may feel like you just need to take that deep breath and let something out. Some of you, you don't even realize you're carrying or hanging on to a breath or a burden. Today, I want you right here, right now, to take a nice deep breath in from the solar plexus chakra. Nice big breath in. Hold that breath for as long as you can, beautiful souls. And release through the mouth, a nice big release where you can actually feel and hear the right? The in and the out. So many times we take those short, shallow breaths, and it's important for us to just breathe. And that's why you have the flexibility as well. Plans change. If you are just starting off your day, if you're listening to this in the morning, it's important to be adaptable today because sometimes things change on a whim, right? Sometimes we need to make choices and decisions every single day. I one time read, I forget how many decisions it is. We make hundreds, maybe even thousands of decisions a day. And it's important to not be so caught up in what that decision absolutely must look like. Because so many times we focus, right? For example, you go to a restaurant, this is what you want on the menu, right? A lot of times maybe you teeter-totter between a couple different things on the menu, but you have your focus set on one specific thing. Let's say steak and Caesar salad, right? You have that, you've been craving it, you see it there, that's what you wanted, you go to order it, the waitress says, sorry, we are out of steak and Caesar. That's where I want you to focus on one of those Reiki principles, right? Just for today, I will not anger. Don't let that upset you, right? Be flexible. Don't let that anger come out and project into the waitress, right? Be kind to every living being and be grateful that there are other choices and opportunities to fuel your body with other things on the menu, right? Be grateful and don't worry that you're not going to eat that in that moment because it'll be available at a different time. Do your work honestly. Be honest, be open, and trust in divine detours. Now, I'm also getting the name here, Raul. I mean, that could be a name. It could be a place. It could be a sauce, Rao's sauce, right? Is that R-A-U or R-A-O, Rao's spaghetti sauce or Alfredo sauce? Please take that as it resonates. I'm also getting here a couple of places, which is interesting because you also have Wanderlust here. Today would be a perfect day to create a vision board or to daydream. Allow yourself to daydream. If money were no obstacle, where would I travel? Or perhaps some of you are planning a travel, whether it's business or pleasure, in the near future. Now I'm hearing here Jamaican origin, or maybe you're going back to your Jamaican roots, something of that nature. I also hear Singapore, and I'm getting the UK, specifically Edinburgh. I hope that's a place in the UK. It's coming together here, UK. So those could be a few places. It may resonate with you. If not, that's okay. It could be any places because you have Wanderlust. And today is a day for you to let your gypsy soul come out and have a little bit of fun. Daydream, right? Because those daydreams are the seeds that we plant that can create the reality. Now, it's important to allow yourself the time to do so. So many times we're focusing on our responsibilities, on our, on our career, on, the things that we have to do day in and day out. Allow yourself to explore. I'm getting here also, they're showing me words that aren't even existing on these cards, which I love. They're giving me repetition, and I see that next to expedition. They're actually showing me repetition. So for some of you that have been in a repetitive cycle, or if it's felt a little bit redundant or just routine, today is the day to shake things up, right? Even if it's as simple as taking a new way to work, or if you're out walking your pet, or maybe you take your children to the park, go a new way, go to a new park, go in a new direction, right? Maybe it is that menu. Maybe you go out to eat and you really like getting a certain thing, try something new. So if it's been too routine or too stagnant just for today, I want you to let that gypsy soul out, shine that gypsy soul into new opportunities, right? Vacationing, backpacking, tourism, new lands. But what I'm getting here is it's important to know that you have these opportunities and let your mind do a little bit of wandering today as well. Have a little bit of fun. Dream up some great things. And you may say, well, Melissa, doesn't that have to do with focusing in the future? It certainly does. But do you allow yourself just to have that downtime to wonder, to dream, to do what you want? So I feel like that's why you have flexibility and wanderlust coming up together, because some of you, if you're traveling today, there could be some detours as well, because these two have to do with maybe travel. So if you are out traveling, maybe you're in one of those places that we mentioned. Maybe some of you are in the middle of a jungle. I just got a comment a few days ago that said, I love this reading. I'm in the middle of a jungle right now. And maybe it was Costa Rica. I forget where it was. And I just love that, because when you are tuning in and you're connecting to nature, but yet you're tuning into the vibration of this channel, it fills my heart. I'm so grateful for all of you. Now, right away in the middle, you have the gifts, right? Spiritual gifts. Just for today, it's a wonderful time to pull out that oracle deck that maybe you haven't touched for quite some time. It's a wonderful time to get into meditation. Don't focus on how many times a week you're going to meditate, or don't focus on the fact that you haven't meditated for quite some time. Just for today, do something where you can enhance, increase, or become more aware, right? Surprises, gratitudes. Start a gratitude saying prayer or journal, but then just do it for today. Don't worry about how many times you do it in the future. Okay? Because this does talk about gratitude. One of my favorite things that I do personally at the end of each day when I sit down with my family and have dinner, which we try to do as often as we can, we do what is called peak and pit, along with 3 things we're grateful for. So we do the peak of the day, the highlight, because it's important to talk about what we're excited about, right? What was the best part of our day? And then the pit, right? What is the lowest piece of the day? Because it's also important to honor that we don't always have to be on this high of high, because that's not ideal, right? We're riding that roller coaster of life. So we talk about the pit and maybe how we've learned or grown from that pit. And then we say 3 things we are grateful for. And sometimes they can be as simple as, I'm grateful that I have, the ketchup to dip this into, or I'm grateful that the trees are changing beautiful colors. So whatever it is, it's neither too small, too big, too silly, or too deep, right? I want you to really focus just for today on that energy of gratitude. Also, some of you may have a birthday today. Happy birthday, right? Okay. Some of you are also planning on maybe purchasing a gift for someone else. Today would be a great day to do that, to maybe wrap a present, to focus on your own spiritual gifts. I'm also getting here pressed flowers. Someone may be getting flowers, receiving flowers, or if you come across flowers yourself, maybe buy one for you, right? We don't always have to receive them, or we don't always have to buy them for others. We can buy them for ourselves as well. I do that all the time. Go to the farmer's market, buy a big bouquet of flowers. It's beautiful. Now you also have teamwork. For those of you that work maybe in the corporate world, or maybe you are at times struggling to get along with the people in your home. Maybe you have toddlers throwing temper tantrums. Maybe you have teenagers that are throwing teenage tantrums, right? Or maybe you live in a home by yourself, just with your animals. This is about love, teamwork, support. It is about creation. It's also about lending a helping hand. So today, how can you work honestly, right? Part of one of those Reiki principles. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. And if that includes other people, how can we show more love and compassion and kindness, even if we don't always see that from them, right? Okay, I know it's difficult to do at times when we're in situations where we feel frustrated, but try not to anger. Try not to let that worry build up. Be grateful, right? Be grateful that you have a toddler that's throwing a fit, because there are some people out there that aren't able to have children, right? Not saying we need to compare, but it's important to be grateful even through some of those difficulties or those challenging moments, because that can help you release some of that worry or some of that stress by knowing that everything is okay, right? Right here, right now, in the moment. That is being in the present, and that is the gift. So we can work together. There can be collaboration, even when things feel inflexible. For those of you that have had neck issues, take a look at where there needs to be more flexibility in your life. Also, for those of you that have had a little bit of stagnancy within the hips and the lower chakras, take a look and see if there could be a little bit of forward movement or flexibility required. I'm also getting yoga. If you haven't done yoga, or if you feel like you are holding energy somewhere in the body, do some moving, do some stretching, maybe even join a class. Go to a class if there's one available tonight. It doesn't matter if you haven't never been to that class or how many times you're going to go back. Don't worry about that. Just for today, I want you to focus on flexibility, okay? Next, you have soul purpose. The calling. This is the awakening, right? Searching for meaning, discovery. This is all about life path, direction, and guidance. So just for today, I want you to take again a nice deep breath and relax, breathe. We are living our soul purpose. That's one of the biggest questions that I receive in readings is, Melissa, what's my soul purpose, right? Where am I supposed to be going? Like, we're supposed to be looking outside of ourselves, trying to find our soul purpose. But what if I told you, beautiful souls, that you're already in your purpose? You're here. You're alive right here, right now. Right? So it's important to know that you're already doing it, that we don't have to constantly be seeking. That's the ego. The ego seeks. What is it, right? What is it? What is that job, or what is that purpose? What do I have to do here? There's so much more than just that surface, level of what we're doing in our careers, or what's happening here on this level or that level. If we can sink in and know that we're living it, we are breathing it, we are in it, beautiful ones, that can allow you to just pause and take in that breath and close your eyes and just drink in the beauty, the energy, the love. Drink in who you are right here, right now. I love these messages for you. Let's pull some tarot. Let's see what we're focusing on, and then we'll wind it down with oracle message from the Shaman's Dream. It's a new deck by Colette Baron Reid. You all know, one of my favorites. And so I'm excited to share that deck with you. All right. I have big hands, but this deck is a little big. It's a little difficult to shuffle. We have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, Five of Pentacles, which shows up in the form of this creature. I feel like I'm probably going to butcher the name here. Pangolin? I mean, raise your hand if you've all heard of a pangolin. I mean, it looks familiar. Now, this can be the dark night of the soul. It can feel a little bit lonely, or feel like you're at a loss of some sort. For those of you that are feeling this, you need this message. Really, I don't want to say more than anyone else, but you are being called here to really focus on just for today. And so for those of you that are going through a little bit of that dark night, it's important to utilize what we've talked about here: flexibility, wanderlust, teamwork, soul purpose, and gifts. Allow yourself to be in that energy of unconditional love, right? Allow yourself to know that everything that's happening for you is happening for your growth, and that this too shall pass, right? And I know it's easier said than done when you're in the middle of it, right? And sometimes those words can just annoy you, right? They've been ingrained where we know that this happens, but it doesn't always bring comfort when we're going through some of those challenges. So I do feel with this Five of Pentacles showing up here, a lot of you, this is about shifting into that mindset of now. Instead of worrying about the past, instead of focusing on the future. For those of you that are in that mindset of the Five of Pentacles at this time, or the dark night of the soul, or feeling lonely, how can you use some of these resources that we've talked about to change your perspective? That Hanged Man energy. Surrender. Can you surrender to the now? All right, let's take a look and see what else we need to know. What messages from Spirit, please? Okay, I'm getting here CBD oils, some sort of maybe CBD massage or oils. It could be CBD for a dog I'm getting here as well, because they are showing me big letters, CBD. Please take that as it resonates. It doesn't mean that you're out there, smoking a bunch of CBD, unless you want to, of course. But I do feel that there's something with either oils, pain management, worry, stress, anxiety, something of that nature. Maybe you yourself are opening up a shop, or maybe you've just went into the store here. Now we have the King of Cups, the octopus, which I love because this can be very resourceful as well. But the King of Cups is someone who's very calm, right? Once we are able to shift from this Five of Pentacles, if you are in this at this time, or whatever energy you're in, if you can focus on what we've talked about, these principles, when we can focus on, being flexible, the gift, being in the present here, it can really help us have control over some of those emotions that can swing from the pendulum, right? Sometimes those emotions are anger or worry, or they are, deep sadness, or grief. They go up and down and they turn in a dime, right? So this is about having more self-compassion. It is about having that calm sense of clarity. And that's basically, King of Cups is really the energy of this entire reading, because it is that energy of compassion, self-love, self-compassion, and it's right underneath the gift here. So I'm loving this for you. Let's get one more message, please. Okay, we're going to go with that one. Squirrel. Who has squirrel energy here? I know I do at times. There's sometimes so many people think that squirrel energy is a little bit crazy, indecisive, right? But I look at the squirrel energy sometimes as needing to ground, because we have so much energy coming at us, so much information. I know when I do these readings, I talk quite quickly. It's because I have a lot of that channeled energy coming in, and I'm getting a lot of information in at once. And I try to give you as much as I can in the short span, because I don't want to miss anything, right? So it's also about having that clarity, but being able to focus on many things at once. And some of you are able to do that. The Ace of Wands energy is represented by the squirrel. And the Ace of Wands is one of the most beautiful minor arcanas there is, because it's about inspiration. When you feel inspired, you're going to get excited, and you're going to get, it may feel worked up to other people at times, but really it's about that bright future. And even though this isn't a futuristic card, this is a start time. Just for today, you can start something. Start that hobby. Start that class. Start shifting your perspective. Start that conversation, right? I feel like in the past, you've gone through a lot of false starts, right? They're showing me, here I am at the start line, but then I don't get going. Or here I've thought about doing something, but then I just kind of let it fall back, because maybe that squirrel personality. You know, when you start cleaning a room and then you go out maybe you start cleaning your closet and then you go out to the kitchen to get a drink, and then you see that there's dishes that need to be put in the dishwasher, and you start doing that, and then before you know it, you're not even working on the closet, and you kind of go back and forth. I'm getting that there's a project or there's something you've wanted to get done, but you may have got sidetracked or a little bit distracted, whatever that may be for you. Right here, right now in this moment, if you have something on your mind, you're like, yeah, Melissa, I wanted to start that, but there was a false start, or I didn't finish it, or I didn't complete it. Can you do that today, right? Can you be flexible in your schedule? Can you be a little spontaneous and start something new? Specifically, something that inspires you, something that really lights you up, and something that you may have that squirrel energy or mentality, but I feel like it's coming from a place of passion, of excitement here. So I like the Ace of Wands showing up for you. All right, let's get another message here. What else do we have, please, for the collective? Okay. This is interesting. Is someone building a shoe rack? They're giving me like either replacing a shoe rack. Maybe you have an area that all the shoes are thrown in this area. I feel like you're thinking about building or purchasing or buying a shoe rack to clean up this area. If that is something that some of you were just thinking about, I'd love to see that in the comments, because I feel like there's a new like mud room or a new space for you to be able to organize, because I'm getting organization skills. Some of you, this could even be a profession. Maybe you organize homes or closets, or maybe it's something that you've wanted to do within your own home. Today's a day that you start something, I feel. And lastly, beautiful, the Chariot. The Chariot energy is represented by the horse, and this is all about travel, which you have here. If you're on vacation, or if you've booked tickets, or if you've wanted to, there's something important about that today, okay? Just for today. Even if you're not traveling today, although some of you may be, this is about victory. Some of you could score really great tickets today as well. Maybe you wanted to go see a concert. Look online. You may see that there's 2 seats left for you, or something is available. Maybe you've wanted to go someplace and you look online and boom, it's there. So pay attention, because there could be some sort of divine intervention that is happening for you that allows you to be a little more flexible, or allows the universe to kind of transpire, work its magic behind the scenes in order for you to be able to do something here with the Wanderlust, okay? Maybe it's for work, maybe it's for pleasure. The Chariot is also about victory, right? Following through, taking it home, taking it all the way. So today you will be victorious. If you're at the end of the day, I want you to focus on how you were victorious today. And it doesn't have to be something outside of you. It can be within you as well, either or. I want you only to say, how is I victorious today? Or how can I be victorious? This is also about raw power. Now it's interesting as well because they're showing me raw foods, but raw power within you, right, takes you to that next level. But I'm also getting some of you are focused on or maybe eating or are called to eat, drink some raw foods. Okay. I also get here, there could be vehicle work. Some of you could be taking in a vehicle today. Maybe you are going to look at vehicles. Maybe you're taking a road trip or you are in fact traveling today. You're going someplace, even if it's not to a place that maybe it's to the grocery store. Practice some of these things we talked about, okay? Write down those Reiki principles, or you can find them online as well. Even if you are not attuned to Reiki, you can still print it off, put it on your refrigerator, and follow those steps, follow those principles. All right. Let's get a message here from the Shaman Dream Oracle. One of my new favorite decks. I just love the energy here. What does the collective need to know, Spirit, just for today? Okay, they're saying, oh, wow, okay. We're going to just go one more. We don't want to be here until, for the next 5 hours. I'm sure some of you maybe wouldn't mind, but let's take a look here. Oh, okay. Thank you. Some of you are getting ready or going to be going to a wedding or an event, a date, a celebration. There's something that's coming in today here for you. You have Deep Diver, diving into a task. Beautiful. It's card 10. So we just talked about the task. Whether you're diving into something that you were distracted and you weren't able to follow through, right? That's why you have the squirrel energy saying, okay, there may have been a false start, but now you're going to dive into it. So there could be a home remodeling project. This could be a spiritual task. I don't even love the word task in itself. I mean, it's okay, but I feel like there's something you are taking a deep dive into. And then you also have the willow, the wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. Ooh, I'm excited. And look they both carry a strong blue energy, which is that throat chakra. So let's dive into the energy here. Literally, deep dive. It's card 10. Some of you may be born on the 10th. You may be, it's also 1, right? 10 breaks down to that 1, which is that Ace of Wands as well. So something new is starting here for you today, and I feel it's really exciting. All right. The Deep Diver Collective is about embracing risk, diving into a task, and it's all about new discoveries as well. It's easy to play in the shallows where the waters are clear and you can see all that glitters by your feet. Anyone can venture here. There is little risk, nothing to discover, no dark secret, nothing that you can't already perceive. The treasure has long been picked away, replaced by a gentle certainty. In the shadow river is safety and no surprises. Oh, but that's not who's calling you now. The deep diver invites you to take the plunge with him. You can't see the bottom, but you must swim into the dark depths to find the mystery that eludes you now. He knows where the pearls lie underneath the ancient sands. You are called to look beyond the surface of the things for your answer. Let your intuition propel you into the water, allowing your memories to swirl around you and your emotions to well up as you face the unknown. Your curiosity will be your greatest guide. You'll surely discover something wondrous to bring back to everyone who is waiting by the shore, but only you will truly know the value of your discovery. Are you willing to do the work? Dive in, make the commitment to see it through, and you will be amazed. I love this. This is that energy that we were diving into earlier about following through, okay? Some sort of task. And lastly here, Willow the Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows, which kind of goes with the deep diver here because it talks about the shadows below the surface. Some of you may be 62 years old, or 62 could be significant. This is all about, yes, treasures hidden in the shadows. It's the great mystery, and it's also epiphany. Will-o'-the-wisp hovers in her luminous glory above the twilight moors of your life, whispering for you to step into the fog, into the mystery, the unknown. You may have been visited by her before, but though intrigued, you refused her invitation. That makes sense for those of you where there was a false start. Maybe you refused the invitation. Let's see why. It would be safer, you decided, to remain on the journey you know. While you always have a choice as to whether to follow her or not, you never know when you might encounter her again. In this sense, turning away has its own consequences. Why is the known so appealing? It's only when you woke up to its restrictions, its soft prison or golden cage, that you realize there must be more. Will-o'-the-wisp has come to you once again to offer you magic, but you will have to sacrifice certainty in the pursuit of adventure. Hello, adventure. We're seeing that a couple times here. Your comfort zone for the dangers of discovery, your well-trodden path for the detours that may very well lead you astray, or will they? Right? There's the wanderlust. There's the divine detours with flexibility. So what beautiful confirmation, Spirit. Can you accept that losing yourself will bring you closer to your true self? That's that Five of Cups energy at times. We feel like we are at loss, or excuse me, Five of Pentacles that we received. You feel like you're wandering aimlessly here in earth, right? But that's your soul purpose. This is your soul purpose coming in. The profound shift of an epiphany can occur only when you risk the detour and enter the unknown. Now is the time to trust higher forces to lead you into this place, these worlds hidden at the thresholds between what was and what can be. Here is where you will learn about your own unmaking to unmask yourself. Love what you discover, dark or light. See it all as divine and find a quiet, thrumming power waiting for you to channel it into the world for good. The treasure you find, collective, will be filled with wealth of love and kindness, true prosperity. It's ripe to share with others. She is here for you now. Will you accept her invitation? A great bounty of goodness awaits you. Oh, I love this. What a beautiful message to end your reading, because we do have this wanderlust, this gypsy soul. The gypsy soul travels into unknown territory, into unknown places. She's willing to open up and discover, but because there was some sense of false start here in the past, whether it was a false start in a relationship, maybe there was a false start in a job, or it was a job you thought you had in the bag, or a relationship that maybe you thought you had forever. Maybe it's not even that deep. But for some of you, this is deep, right? So I feel like you are diving into the treasures that are hidden. And that's why you have both of these cards coming out together. Taking a deep dive, like we talked about, letting your mind wander a little bit, letting yourself explore the depths, whether they are some highs or some lows. Just for today, feel them. Feel what comes to you. Write them down. Journal. I'm also getting that some of you, well, this is beautiful because I do the same thing. Some of you are, and this is interesting because we're talking about just for today, and this kind of leaks into futuristic energy, but some of you may find or come across a calendar. Maybe there's a calendar that you get each year, but I'm getting some sort of planning as well, like strategic planning for a business, or you may be looking into quarterlies or something of that nature. Now, of course, just for today, we want to focus on today, but they are showing me a calendar. So some of you, you may even, after this reading, rearrange your calendar to maybe add a little bit more play, or add travel, or add an appointment, or something like that. I see someone bringing out their calendar to jot something down on it, or calendar in a phone. Okay. I also hear an alarm going off, or some sort of ringing as well. So it could be, maybe you live near a church and you're hearing some church bells ringing. Okay, there could be some sort of an alarm that does go off. I mean, I know that we had that recent alert alarm. I didn't hear it. My phone was off. But I feel like there's something symbolic about bells as well. And frankincense. Some of you may have frankincense. Maybe you wear frankincense. Okay. Oh, that's a beautiful blend. They're giving me frankincense and patchouli as well. So maybe this is something that you wear. It could be an oil. It could be a diffuser, or maybe even an incense as well. Maybe it's a candle. And any last messages here for you? Okay, is someone eating licorice? Did you just put a piece of licorice in your mouth? Or I feel like someone may have bought a bag of licorice, or maybe you've been thinking about it. But I feel just for today, embrace all of you. Embrace that energy of love. Be grateful. Don't worry. Don't anger, right? Be kind to every living being, every creature, every bird, every person. Just be kind. You're going to feel that energy shift in big magical ways. Thank you so much, Collective, for tuning in today. Hopefully this is helpful for you. I'm also getting, for some of you, if you like the energy of this reading, because we have a really beautiful vibration here. So I'm loving whoever's watching this. You may want to save this and come back to this at some point in time, because I feel that it could help you just for today. Thank you so much for being here. Lots of love.